Nigeria Info.
Okay, we're done with the sports and time to look at what the papers have to say this morning. Dailies today. Good morning to you, and I'd like to say a very good morning to Mr. Jimi Disu right here in the studio.
Morning,
sir.
Morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you. It's Friday, and
I couldn't wait for Friday.
all right, same here. Let's zoom straight to the action. We started with a look at the stories on the front on page 6 of the Vanguard. But just to remind you, you can watch everything that's going on in the studio. We're streaming live on YouTube. Simply go to Nigeria Info's YouTube page, search for Nigeria Info FM, Nigeria Space Info Space FM on YouTube, and you can watch the program live. Also streaming on Facebook, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM, or search for Nigeria Space Info Space 99.3. Starting with the Vanguard, EFCC to arraign Bobrisky over alleged 180.7 million naira laundering, abuse of 490,000 naira today.
Quite a number of the principal actors in the social media, the Bobriskys, the Naila Marleys, the Portable is okay because at least, you know, look at Naila. See where he ended. He released something about him making. Don't understand the country. Okay, don't understand. If you're going to be charging anybody for money laundering, there are enough people on the social media who have done 10 times what he has done.
Who's here?
I don't even want to. Yes, I don't. This is the consideration. Bad example to the ones. Look, even if you are gay, given the laws of the land and the societal unwritten laws, if you are gay, you keep it to yourself. There are many gays in this country who go about their lives quietly and don't consider them to nuisance.
But he
yeah,
you know, in today's world, you tell what you don't know now.
I'm there.
So she's not a cross-dresser.
I'm Nigeria.
But
Look, get called for what the decision is. Not it is a what is the country. It's against our social values. What do you want? What do you want? Why do they keep seven words on Christian seven values? Nobody can. It's not to be. You can't be that is or not. For the you keep private. So I want Portable, but because he's into music and so you have to understand the society that you live in. This society generally is intolerant of these things, especially the establishment. I don't think they went after Bob Marley. I said Bob Marley. They went after Bobrisky because he was spraying. They went after him because some people would be saying, you need to bring this guy to book and smash him down. And then secondly, it looks as if it's always been suspicious where he's getting the money he's spending from. Look at what he says. They say Idris Okuneye, sometimes in December at White Steve Event Hall, during a social event, tampered with the sum of 20,000 by spraying same. That you, Idris, tampered with another 20,000. That you, Idris, between September 1 to April 4 in Lagos, failed to submit to the Special Control Unit money a declaration of your activities of 107 million. There's another 50 million. They've had their eyes, the AFCC must have had their eyes on. I want you to take a bet. By the time it gets to court, the charges are going to go up.
Up?
Yes.
Okay, I want to also bet with you, sir.
Yes, that
it's going to fizzle into nothingness.
I don't think so.
Because there's somewhere this thing is coming from, sir.
Where?
There's a social media critic, very dark.
No, you see, this is how it works. If you don't know how this country works, let me tell you.
Tell me.
Okay, I've been a very strong critic of the political situation. If I make the mistake, make the error of falling into
a trap,
not necessarily a trap, by my own design, making an error and have cases to answer, you'll be amazed the things that will follow. Trust me, it's going to be more than this. It's going to be more than this. Do you think that people aren't worried that we have this splash? What he does, we have this splash all over. People are worried. Religious leaders, people are worried.
But Uncle Jimmy,
religious leaders, parents, name it.
But Uncle Jimmy, isn't this selective prosecution?
It's not selective prosecution. If you want to chase a rat, there are so many traps you can lay for him. There's rat poison. There's booby trap. I'm talking what is now. I'm being frank with you.
Okay.
A lot of people can't stand what this guy is doing in
No.
the establishment.
Yeah, but I'm saying that what he's doing, you can look for the law that addresses that. But what I'm asking you is, how many people are there who have sprayed money that haven't been prosecuted?
That is, you see, that is criminal thinking. Sorry, with your apology.
No, sir. You know.
Wait. I will floor you now. You can't say that because there are other people committing a crime.
Yeah.
That gives you an excuse to commit your own. Or if you are arrested, why don't they arrest other people? You face your own.
Yeah, Uncle Jimmy, what I'm asking you is this. Are they going after Bobrisky because they want to solve the problem of spraying? Or they're going after Bob because they want to victimize him?
Of course, they will take him down.
So it's victimization. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you might call it victimization, but they will take him down.
That's wrong.
You need to know, look, in this country, what is right and what is wrong. You need to know the environment that you are in. You don't get it. You need to know the environment that you're in. And if there's a need, I'm talking now in real mature circles, that if there's a need to take somebody down, you look for an excuse, you look for a banana peel, and you rein him in. That's why I keep... I'm known for having told these people himself when this what's the name now? Portable, the first one he did, he ended up in court. He managed to get out, he sobered up. Naira Marley, all these people. These antisocial activities that you get involved in, you could be made to pay for it, and a smart government or a smart establishment will look for a very tight rope to get you in. So it will look, do you think, is it the only one that is doing this? I said that in the beginning. No, what I'm saying is that I suspect that over and above everything, there has been a need. People have thought that there has been a need to put a stop to the nonsense that this guy does. Right. It's arrant nonsense. It's against our values. It's against some of our laws.
Uncle Jimmy, I understand, but I don't want very highly respected, security agencies who are doing a good job to make a mockery of our security institutions, to turn it into a joke.
What is the mockery here?
Okay, so someone sprays 20,000 naira, and then we arraign the person because...
What about the other charges, money laundering?
Yes, what I'm saying, is it because they have... okay, let me put it this way. If Very Dark Man had not been put behind bars, okay, and if he had not come out to say he believes that Bobrisky is behind it, will this be happening?
Let me give you an example. It happens all over the world. Have you heard of a name Al Capone?
Yeah.
I think it was in the 40s.
Yeah.
With all the crimes that he committed, murder and everything, what did they hook him for? Tax evasion.
But Al Capone was committing crimes, and they were looking for him.
Excuse me. You didn't get what I said? In spite of all the crimes that he committed, the convenient one that they used to hook him and take him out of the system was where you forgot where I started my analysis from. That I had warned these people like him. I have been constantly warning them that you need to know the society in which you are operating. Whilst this might be acceptable in the Western world, it is not acceptable here.
So, all right, I get what you mean.
You get what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, I don't want our security agencies to
the question is
go after people because of an agenda.
Listen, Kofi. The court will determine whether this guy is guilty or not. It's as simple as that. In spite of what you said, if they suspect, for example, where is he getting 53 million naira from? Where is he getting 127 million naira from? If there is that suspicion, so they should overlook it because it's Bobrisky.
I don't know. Something inside of me is telling me this thing is. I'm not in support. I don't fancy.
You've been reading too much trash in the social media.
No, sir. You don't.
The reality. That guy you are talking about who set him up or whatever it is, I don't know much about that.
Yeah.
I don't read those jagbajantis, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The system itself would have moved in now. You don't get it.
But it's a system that was used to also put that guy in jail. And I wasn't happy when he was put in jail.
Which guy is that?
The dark guy.
I'm not into all this. I'm not.
Uncle Jimmy, I don't read too much of this
no,
trash.
you do.
I'll call my wife.
Confess.
No,
you
sir.
do.
I don't endorse all he or she. He does. It's not my thing.
See, we are in very, very bad shape, principally because of general bad behavior. our elites, all of us, there's general bad behavior. Security people, all of us. So if we can take them out one by one and let us have a better society, I have no apologies for what I've said.
All right, Uncle Jim,
I don't believe in all this extension of freedom. There is a place where your freedom should get to. Who would you? Don't let me go personal on him. I find him. Let me confess that I'm a dog in the fight to put the stop to this nonsense.
But Uncle, that's the nonsense you want to stop. They're not sincere about it, because that is not what
let's go.
It's an insincere
I'm not
fight.
going to spend my whole morning.
Uncle, this is insincere.
I'm not going to spend my whole morning arguing.
They are not sincere about ending it, sir.
I'm not going to.
It's a personal.
It's not personal. Don't, Kofi, listen.
Yes,
listen.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Listen. When we look at these things, we don't look at all the debt and all the things that. All those things might be right, they might be wrong. But what I'm saying is that in principle, my warning to people is that you need to understand your environment. That is the part that concerns me. Mm-hmm. And the part that I don't want any of my grandsons to come out like this. What are we saying?
All right. All right, sir. By the way,
no. I want you to continue to argue with me.
No, I'm not arguing with you. By the way, I wasn't happy when they put the other guy in jail. I was upset because
I don't know the other guy. Who is he? I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't happy.
I don't know. You see, if you don't focus on the very crucial things, you spend time wasting time. I don't know the other guy. I don't know what. I have no business with him.
I don't follow all this, but
this is the one that I am seriously
about. Okay, the other guy, I'm actually a fan because I love what he does.
I don't know him. He's not. But listen, Kofi, don't confuse this thing. Yeah. This is the story here. It's not the story of the other guy.
Okay. So I just want to say, I'm not saying these things because I'm in supporting Bobrisky or anything. No, I don't follow him or her. I don't like what Bob. Look, I don't even like.
We must be responsible adults. I take my position. And people can criticize me all they like. Yeah. I would never want any of my children to turn out like this.
I find it repugnant what he or she does.
What do you want all the little kids that watch TV and whatever? What do you want them? You want them to turn out like this? Yeah. When an imam, for you to know how degenerated this thing is going, an imam is recorded as having said that Imam Cotton say. They thought it was a big joke because he had money to give them.
No.
Part of the problems we have in this country today, Kofi, is because of we allow too much bad behavior.
I agree.
Can you try this in Rwanda?
I agree.
Don't you see where they are?
I agree.
Even some of the things that even our religious leaders do, you can't try it in Rwanda.
I agree.
We need to have a change.
All right, I agree.
And don't call the other. Who is this, sir?
It's a social critic. Uncle, I just hope that tomorrow someone will not pick up some charges just to pursue a personal vendetta.
It's not a personal. It's
an
not
agenda.
Listen. This guy, for all that he done, even in social media, he had it coming. If he came to that guy, so be it. But he had it coming.
All right.
Don't let's waste time.
Yes, sir. Let's move on. Sorry, sir. Let's take the news. Uncle Jimmy, bear with me. You and me, we are like 5 and 6.
We are not now. With the kind of argument you're on your own. You are tolerant of this one.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay. Let's get to the news. The news that we have today. Family community grieve over missing Delta Varsity students. 9-year-old killed in Ogun transformer explosion. Ogun so safe arrests ex-convict for alleged theft of AC. It's all crime. I just have to move on. How I gave birth on BRT.
Oh my God.
Lagos meets community over Lagos Calabar Coastal Road projects. And let's see what we have from the north. We wasted so much time on this character or something. This one was quite disturbing. Police escort dies on board Kaduna Abuja train. Residents kick as AEPB directs companies to pay 650,000 for environmental adults. The story is added here. I mean, look at this photograph. Very offensive. EFCC quizzes Bobrisky over Naira abuse, fails to bail conditions. Police begin hunt for abductors of Okada passenger in Ogun. And federal. You better hear this now. Federal government opens Third Mainland Bridge with speed cameras.
Yes. 80 kilometers per hour.
Irony. Thank God I knew I was going to fight.
So people, when I was reading the news, I said, let me, how much do I even
No,
blow?
they should go up to about 100. It is a bit slow.
It's, man. In the
What
morning,
they should do is, I think I was talking to my friend Mohamed Yamu of AutoCheck that, somebody needs to lead a drive right campaign, for people to know how to drive.
Yeah.
People don't know how to drive.
Sure.
So what you should do is that you should mark, and it was done in Lagos before. On the roads, they put, on each lane, they put the speed at which you should go, minimum.
on the road, printed on it.
Printed on the road. Just put 80, 100,
Yes.
You can allow 100 on the third lane, 80 on the right lane. So 100 is not too bad, really and truly. But and I must commend this government for that generation of that road. Both the minister and the president, he takes his credit for that.
All right.
If we had more of that, some of us would be less critical.
Renewed hope. Uncle Jimmy, self-time me renewed hope.
No, don't go into that. Yeah. I think I need to bring the gun to this.
Okay, so let's take this next one in the punch.
I don't want propaganda. I want action. Tinubu's gotten this one right. He's gotten the appointment of the works minister right. To be honest with you, and look at the speed and the time with which this third mainland bridge was packaged. So it's not all bad news.
What do you say? What do you say to that compared to the super minister, your friend, who was appointed minister?
Their circumstances are different. You don't know the kind of support Umar he got from yes. What if it wasn't for the state of our nation, what's the big deal about tarring a road and putting lights and speed cameras?
Some are saying that the super minister, was a round peg in a square hole.
I don't think so.
But
I'm biased.
Yeah.
So I've given them that I'm biased.
Right.
But honest to God, it depends on the support that he gets from the president.
Yeah.
People who know how these things work.
Yes.
You can be the biggest brain ever in a cabinet. If you don't have the backing of your president to the hilt, there's a limit to what you can get done.
Very true. Look at Akinwumi Adesina. Let's go to the next one in Punch. Page 7. Gani Adams ready for Igboho's 500 million naira legal battle.
These are another two people who don't know they don't know the country the country they are living in, and I suspect that they really don't know what they want to do. These two people, Gani Adams and Igboho. Igboho, I warned sometime last year to be very careful that people will push him. The last problem he had the likes of Fani Kayode visiting him and say, "We stand behind you. We'll do this. We'll do that." When it came to broke, he was nowhere to be found. I'd advise the two of them. This fight they're fighting over, this one accuses this one of that. I would advise the two of them to go settle this thing somewhere outside the courts. Or else, if care is not taken, they would sink together. You see, people don't understand the country. They don't understand what is called constitution and what the law says. People have a wrong concept of what you call democracy. And unfortunately, one habit that we have, two habits do us in. One, the authorities are always extremely slow to react, if at all. Secondly, the people who are closest to them would never tell them the truth. Never. No matter their status, they'll be urging them on. It's peculiar with my people. Let me just be very blunt with you. I don't know about other people. With my people, Yoruba people, they'll be urging you on. Between the two of them, there are 1,001 things that must not be heard outside. So if they want to wash their dirty linen in public, go to court and do all these things. If care is not taken, the two of them will sink. But like I said, because the two of them, whether you like it or not, from my assessment of the two of them, they have educational limits. They are not illiterate, they are literate and everything. But from their utterances, they have limits. The educated people who surround them find them useful and will never tell them the truth. So in case they are hearing now, go back and find somebody who's going to tell you the true position of what you're doing. Do you understand? Then also, the seeming popularity they believe they have might not be. When Igboho had to leave, go through, how many people went on the riot after that? When people believe that, if anything can come back to Luma Darun, it didn't. It didn't. Gani Adams had learnt his own lesson much earlier when all this OPC thing started, and he went legit and corporate. But even then, you will still see that they need. No, the lawyers, Yabi, my friend, the son, Yabi, he'll be laughing at me that you don't want the lawyer to make his money. The lawyers should sit them down. I advise very strongly they should go with a bottle of nice hot drink and go and visit somebody like Chief Afe Babalola.
Okay.
And sir, we just want you to advise us. People like that will tell them the gospel truth. Because at the end of the day, what are the issues?
Supremacy.
Not supremacy over what? At the end of the day. But like I said, two of our habits, One is the government is always, just like it happened in this other gentleman's case. I keep telling these people that when Fela left prison, have you forgotten that Fela at one time was charged for murder because somebody died in his house? That was what shook him.
I see.
After that, this country, and Fela meant well. His own was fighting for the people, fighting for justice, fighting for this. When the system moved against him, in spite of his popularity, he said when he was sentenced to jail, he thought that
people.
Yes, he told me himself. He said he thought that everywhere was said, but he was surprised that even some members of his household, Fela is very dramatic. He said, then take their left hand, cover the black power sign, then they take greet me. He said, my brother, I cannot go jail again. No?
Yeah.
He said it.
For anybody, yeah.
So that's my advice to Gani Adams and the Igboho. This one says this one killed somebody, that one killed this and that, and so on and so forth. You don't need all these things.
You're right, sir.
You don't need it.
You're right.
When the cookie crumbles,
you'll be on your own.
Be on your own, no.
Be on your own. Sure.
I don't talk my own.
That's a word of advice there. We have more from the Punch, page 10. Kano government charges Ganduje wife with $413,000, 1.38 billion naira bribery.
Now this is an interesting case because Ganduje, of course, is the APC chairman. Okay? And it's the Kano state government that has filed a case against him. And it is a criminal charge. It's not a civil suit. And it was alleged that Ganduje took a bribe of $413,000 and 1.38 billion naira bribery. And that the state said it had assembled 15 witnesses. You remember what we watched on television?
I don't know whether this one can enter his Babariga.
Okay. I know who is talking about Babariga. Kofi, be careful.
I was asking.
It's Kofi that talked about Babariga.
You don't know whose Babariga I'm talking about.
Chairman, sir. I did not say it's Kofi.
All right, sir.
You remember the one that put it in his cap? He took off the cap and put it in his cap.
I wonder where these guys get these ideas
I
from.
wonder what the APC is going to say about this. So, if their chairman is standing a criminal charge, will they ask him to step aside till he clears his name? That is food for thought for the APC. Will they ask him to step aside? Or would he be given what you usually call a soft landing? Let's see how it goes.
All right, side editorial from The Punch on page 18, Nigeria's drunken leadership question.
Yeah, it was Fala Kuka that started this. Says Nigeria has a leadership that appears like a drunken person. Kuka said that for over 60 years, our leaders have looked like men in a staggering, stumbling and fumbling, slurring in speech, with blurred visions searching for the way home. The years of a life of immoral assaulted poetry has spread like cancer, destroying all our vital organs. The result is a state of a hangover that has left our nation comatose. This is sobering, and it provides food for thought. If you want to read left in the editorial, it's Punch editorial for today, and I think it's on page 18.
We have from Vanguard, FG reopens rehabilitated Third Mainland Bridge.
We've already had that.
Nant should defend students, not governors. Governments.
Yes. Fala now, human rights lawyer says he's worried that the current leadership of NANS has become the mouthpiece. What NANS has become is a complete disgrace. A far cry from what it was back in the day when we were in university. Politicians over time have polluted NANS to the point that I saw I saw somewhere online the budget of a Nance president, and also inside he had a security vote. Nance president has, I don't know if he has police. There was one that was marching the police down the road. Nance, I'm sorry to say, students can say what they like. Nance, as far as I'm concerned, the leadership, Nance is under the direct supervision of the government, giving an impression that they could have been bought. No, I'm not happy with Nance at all. This is not the Nance that was led by Okeowo or the students' union that was led by a man called Olori Magege back in the day. Okay, and it's part of the decay of our society. And I sympathize with Femi Falana. I sympathize with him because I can imagine what is burning inside him on the issue of Nance. Well, it's. I think it's a sign of the times. You know, everything is going just like I don't know how you could have had a Bobrisky in the environment way back in the 80s. Somebody would have, one policeman would have dragged him off the road. You know, I'm biased in the case of I say Bobrisky because I have a total. I don't have anything against people who are gay. Your sexual preference has nothing to do with me. But keep it private. Even if you are the normal regular person, keep it private.
All right.
We have a society. We have a society. I had a discussion with a Lagos State official yesterday. He was screaming over the phone, and I can quote him. He said, even the commissioner of police in Lagos now is seriously worried about the level of crime and bad behavior amongst the young ones. Up to the age of 11, they are joining cults, doing all kinds of things.
Taking drugs and all that.
Since this guy came now, some of them have started going into cross-dressing. That they might not even be gays. So it's not a matter of the rights of gays. Bobrisky himself might not even be gay, whatever it is.
True.
But we can't encourage our society to go in that direction. We can't. And that's why I use Rwanda as an example. We need a firm leadership.
True.
You can't wake up one day in Rwanda and say you are a pastor. No. You'll be registered and you'll be monitored.
Uncle Jimi, we have some sports stories here.
Only one.
Okay.
And it's a sad story. I'd like to announce to you with sadness that Segun Odegbami lost his son on Friday. It's the story here says that Segun made the sad news public on Wednesday morning when he announced the demise of the young man who breathed his last on Good Friday, 30th of March. And so the NFA is sympathizing with him, and we too here we sympathize with Segun Odegbami, who did a lot for this country. He brought this country laurels and so much glory. And may the soul of the young gentleman rest in peace. He's not in an easy position right now as we speak, and none of us prays for that. So Segun, please, may your son rest in peace.
Amen. Okay? Amen. Uncle Jimi, what are we expecting by 9?
Oh, we have the Auntie Aduni.
Okay.
The woman who has a beef with some Nigerian pastors. And I'm saying for the umpteenth time, the story is about finding out what the beef is all about and what was our experience that led to that. It's not about, we are not putting pastors on the whatever.
All right, sir.
But I'm a dog in her fight.
He didn't help matters by citing the Rwandan example this morning. He didn't help matters by citing the Rwandan example. All right, sir.
It was deliberate.
We have to go for the news at 8. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.